Hello guys and welcome back. Omega Given here on the Omega Solutions channel. Yes, today we are doing some more thoughts, thinking, rambling kind of a video about my experience of taking somebody that doesn't know that much about VR and wants to invest in VR or VR applications. And I took them through VR chat. And I wanted to kind of tell about the experience a little bit in this way. I might have this person on who he actually is my brother. So I'll just put that plainly out there. But he's also a big business owner and is looking to, expand out his business revenues and everything. So I was just trying to show him like other capabilities that you can use VR in. So, okay, with that aside, this brother of mine, so he runs a candy bead business, Basehead Beads, if you want to go look that up. He has an Etsy page. He also does a lot of other stuff and everything. He has a website that's not fully developed, but it's there. And he sells candy at music festivals, so big music festivals, stuff that goes to Las Vegas, stuff that goes to Florida and DC, all those music festivals and everything. So big music festivals, and makes money that way. And his thoughts was, how can I use VR in future festival products? Like, how can I feature maybe virtual festivals, or how can I feature products in the online environment and such? So I'm just like, okay, right, well, when you're featuring products in an online virtual environment, it sounds like VR. So I went on the adventure of taking him through VR chat. Now, just to tell you guys, I'm not that experienced in VR chat. I've hopped in VR chat a few times. I don't have any custom avatars. I've never built a actual world, so I don't know those things too much. I've tried doing it, and my first look, I can honestly say my first look of literally researching and figuring out how to build a VR character or whatever, a avatar, in an hour, it felt like a huge wall of just, how do you do this? It was crazy. Of course, there are softwares that can build stuff for you really quick, but building a custom one that's like all your own, not just using presets and everything, is a lot harder to do and everything. And that's kind of what I was trying to do, and I saw it was so hard to do. So that's something that I didn't like myself. Now, okay, our experience. So I went to 2 worlds with my brother here. My first world was a video player that has like a cool effect in the front, kind of, and you can kind of walk into the effect, so it's around you a little bit if you wanted to. Now, I was playing PC VR, and he was playing Quest standalone. I was doing that because I wanted to be able to insert URLs into players. Now, first thing I noticed is the URL insertion into a music player or a VR chat world isn't that good in standalone. There's not that many worlds that can do it, and if they do it, it errors a lot of the time. Like, they just don't work. I think it might be something to do with the bit rate, but I do not know. Don't quote me on that. But there's errors, so that's just straight up one thing that's really sad, that even though we have Quest 2s and able to do these things, it's not possible. So this first experience was kind of like the world itself wasn't well optimized. So my brother coming in, it was a little laggy on his part, and like only getting 20-30 frames per second in VR, which actually hurts your eyes quite a bit. So not good for our first visual, but he's very open-minded. He kept his open mind, and he's like, okay, I can see the use of it. You can get a whole bunch of people together, listening to music and seeing cool visuals in front of you. So that's stage 1. And like, I was listening to music as well. So like, it's stage 1. It's kind of what you want to do. We're just trying to do festival environments. How do you implement music into trying to get people collaborating together into like some kind of dance thing, or into some kind of like social aspect? So that was stage 1. And then the next world I took him to, so that one, it was also laggy. The next world I took him to, I think was called Club Absolute. That's the world that I used because I thought I liked it, and it had a URL kind of putting into it, and I thought it could work for a Quest. It ended up not working, but they had a pretty good playlist that played anyways. It's very much of a disco feeling kind of club or a world, and he immediately saw that how it could work really well. Now, sadly, it lags. If there's maybe 10 or more people, it lags quite a bit. Luckily, we're only there, the 2 of us, so it wasn't too laggy, and it was pretty fine. You could see the aspects of how you can use a virtual space like that to bring people together. And then also he got to experience, stuff that, he has only played basically Beat Saber. So he got to experience, being able to play billiards like in VR, or being able to throw just glasses or bottles across the room. Sadly, he actually broke his one of his controllers because he threw his controller across the room. So that wasn't a good point, where literally like half an hour of a business meeting with him, and his controller breaks. So that's not good. But it got to see a little bit what a new person feels. you definitely see the potential. Him as an investor, he could see the potential of these things. But things that we saw that were very restricting in the short term of being able to use these revenues, like using a VR chat environment or a Horizons environment, stuff like those, it's very laggy and slow. And you cannot get too many people together. You only get a few people together. Now, his idea is trying to get a couple of clients to be able to use these to graphically see certain things, to be able to, like, implement them into festivals. So not really a virtual festival itself quite yet, but that will be a future endeavor. Which, thinking of those things, it shows that in our current technology, a Quest 2 cannot support those kind of business adventures. It just does not support the power that is needed. And maybe a Quest Pro might have a little bit better power, but realistically speaking, it seems like we're not going to have the technology hardware-wise to be able to do these kind of business ventures for a few years. So it gives a nice open eye look that it's like VR, as much as it is cool, standalone VR is really not powerful to do really solid business ventures yet. PC VR, on the other hand, is actually fairly solid. I was playing PC VR and it was actually fairly fluid. It was on my end where it's like, as long as I have a powerful device, it's solid. But in order to be able to put, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 devices into your client's hands to be able to, do these things, that's fairly expensive of a point. Now, some businesses can't do it. He technically could do it for his business. So that's something that I would have to teach him a little bit how to implement into his business. And it shows that PC VR is a solid option, but standalone devices are not quite there yet. That's actually the whole reason why I spent the money to buy a gaming tablet that has a RTX 3050 in it, because that one is capable of PC VR and fairly smooth PC VR for the most part. So I literally can basically do standalone, but with a gaming tablet on the side and my headset on top wirelessly, and it works really well. So that's one reason why I bought that device. If you want to go check out my review videos for that, I'm going to make more review videos on that device as I show you that I can play Blade and Sorcery, Veil VR, Township Tale, Half-Life Alyx on it. So just like showing you that some device like that, the device is a little pricey. It's $1,500, but you can be able to use that device to be able to play PC VR basically anywhere, which is crazy awesome because, I have like a 30-pound computer. I don't want to lug that around. I'd rather lug around a gaming tablet. So go check out those videos. Also, if you want to check out our gaming stuff, go check out my main channel, Omega Given. And if you're coming here from Omega Given, welcome here. This is our tech area where we talk about my thoughts on different tech things pertaining to VR or just other tech things or business things in general. If you guys like this video, please give it a like, subscribe. I will see you all later. And yeah, thanks for watching.